Okay, so I made it on here. I used to be like the queen of going live, and I would go live like 5 days a week. And now I can't even figure out how to get set up right. Oh, so when you stop doing something, you just kind of fall out of practice. So my name is Danny, and I'm here to give an Outschool 6 month update. So thank you for the thumbs up. I've been putting this off because I have to film it and then I edit it and then I have to upload it, and I've been just not doing it. So I wanted to go ahead and give an update. I've been teaching for Outschool for 6 months, and in my previous title, I said no more VIP Kid. I've been stopped with VIP Kid for quite a while now, so I keep my schedule here. But I was with VIP Kid for 2 years. I've been with him for 2.5 years now. I'm just going to check my schedule to see the last time I did VIP Kid. But I keep my calendar for Outschool on Google, so you can kind of see my Google calendar there. So the last time I taught for VIP Kid was October 25th. So back then I was doing VIP Kid and then all these Outschool classes. And in the beginning, I wasn't sure, what time I wanted to teach. But at first, I was like, well, what time do the kids want? Um, so after school, afternoon time or morning time, and it took me a while to find where I wanted to be. So I'm going to share with you where I'm at today, and yeah, just a few things that I've learned along the way. Hopefully, this will be good for a playback if you're watching it later, whether you're a new teacher or you've been doing this for a while. So I just want to say it takes 6 months to get the groove with online teaching. Like for VIP Kid, it took at least 6 months for me to really feel like I had it going on. And at Outschool now, I'm finally there. So I'm confident. I just feel better about all of the classes that I'm teaching. So I do have a video coming out about failed classes, so I won't go into that today, but I will tell you what I am teaching now. So this is what my schedule looks like now. I start at 9:30 on some days, and I do have one tutoring student outside of Outschool. Sweet, sweet, sweet girl. So I do one-on-one tutoring. And so I teach, my favorite class to teach is PE. So I teach elementary PE, and I started teaching teen PE, and those are just the best and very good payout because it's $10 per student. So most of my classes are $10, but I have some that are 15 per class. And I know that sounds crazy, but I'm going to explain why. My classes are maxed out at 4 students for not my PE, but every other class is maxed out at 4. So I teach beginning reading, then I teach an advanced reading. Both are on animals so that they get to choose the animal they want to read about. And then I teach beginning math for first grade, and I teach advanced math for first and second grade. So I fall right in the 5-year-old to 7-year-old range. And a lot of these kids are just learning to read and do math. And then you have a lot of them who are like, they're ahead already. They're just developmentally different, and that's how kids are at this age. So I adjusted my classes to meet the needs of the students that were coming into the beginner classes that needed something more, and it worked out. So let me know if you can hear me okay. Give me a thumbs up so I know you're here. If someone's listening, making sure that this isn't wasted oxygen. So as far as pricing, I did start out lower in the beginning, but I quickly bumped up because I think you're worth it. I don't think that anyone should charge less than $10 per class. For some people, it works. They have a larger class and they charge $5. But for me personally, of course, I want to maximize the money that I'm making in the time, but I also want to be able to give each student individual attention. And because that's what I'd want as a parent. The first class I took on Outschool that my son took, there were like 12 kids in the class, and the teacher barely interacted with him. And I thought, um, no, I want more. I want that interaction because that's even what they're missing when they're doing virtual school. They don't get as much one-on-one. So that being said, because my classes max out at 4, I feel like I can charge what I want to charge. So some of my classes meet once a week and some of them meet twice a week. Like a Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Friday. And for those, it's $30 per week and they meet twice a week, but there's only 4 kids. So the parents know that I'm not making buku bucks and trying to rip them off. I'm just trying to make it worth my time. So I haven't had any complaints about that. Thank you for the thumbs up. So I know someone's here. Say hi in the chat. I can't see anybody chatting, but that's fine. Like I said, I'm just doing this live to get it done because otherwise I won't do it. So calendars, check. I keep them, keep my calendars, and I check off. I write how many students came, and the next week when the payments come through for the ongoing classes, because I'm now teaching all ongoing classes, because that's what parents want. So when you get paid on Sunday for your previous week of classes, I come through and I check off to make sure that I got paid for the right amount of students that were in the class. And, just to keep up, because, Outschool has not failed me, but I like to keep up. I also, hey, Renee, I also write down sometimes the amount I'm making per class. Because I just want to know. I'm trying to figure out which one is the most lucrative, which one's the most popular. So this here is 6 months of teaching for Outschool. So I love keeping that. It helps me stay organized. I had a binder when I was first figuring out my classes because I had so many, right? But now I only have like five classes, 15 sections in progress, 25% re-enrollment rate. I have a 4.95 out of 5 star rating, 376 followers, and I've taught 398 students. So most of them that I've taught are following me. That's cool. Let's see. I have class in 30 minutes. So I love the Google Calendar because it reminds me 30 minutes before class. Super helpful, especially when your schedule's all wacky doodle in the beginning or, in transitions. I'm glad I learned from VIP Kid not to overschedule, not to overdo it. It's so tempting. Wow, I could make, you see people posting, I make $2,000 in a week, and you're like, wow. But ease up, whoa, Nelly. Okay, you don't want to burn out, just like VIP Kid, right? I already said ongoing classes are where it's at right now. That's what parents want. Even though schedules are fluctuating and some kids are going back to school, I'm not really worried about anything tanking with Outschool, even when the pandemic is all better and most of them are back to school. Number one, tons of homeschool kids. Number 2, tons of after school opportunities. So I know I never worry about that kind of stuff. Be patient. It took me, like I said, 6 months to get it all together and feel confident. So if you're feeling kind of, ooh, don't worry about it. Just keep going. Teach those 2-kid classes. I know it's awkward to teach 1 kid. I always would bring my own kid into class so that there was some dynamic there. But teach the smaller classes. Build it up. And don't give up. Change, but also stick with it. That's so important. It's not going to happen overnight. All right, refunds and transfers. I had that written down because I've been dealing with this whole, there's a loophole. Sometimes like a parent can ask to transfer to another class, and I had a parent who'd already taken Monday's class, wanted to transfer to Friday's class. And I'm sure that they were innocent. They were just trying to change to a different day. But I had to say, you've already taken Monday's class, so I cannot enroll you in Friday's class as a transfer. So that's all really interesting. And as far as refunds go, just make sure you know what your policy is. So this is my policy. On my ongoing classes, I do offer 1 refund. If you let me know before class you can't make it, but you don't want to drop out of the group, that's fine. I'll do 1 refund. But if the class is full, like my classes are full with 4. So if I have 2 people not make it and ask for a refund, I'm only making half the money, and that's really going to hurt me. So what I say is, I'm so sorry, but I have a strict refund policy because my classes are so small. Um, and I always tell parents, you should be getting reminder emails, so if you can't make it, you can just unsubscribe for that week. But I try to be good about giving refunds, but at the same time, if they're not asking for a refund and they just didn't come to class, especially with PE and such things, they're staying in your class because they don't want to lose their spot. And, that's the beauty of ongoing classes is if they miss, they've still been charged. And unless they reach out to me, I'm not going to give a refund, but I will if they ask. So, yeah. Also, talking about one spot remaining. So if you look through your classes as a parent would be looking at them, like view listing, sometimes if you keep your class to like 5 or 6, it'll say only one spot remaining, and then you can open up more slots if you want. So I think in a way that's kind of tricky because the parents are seeing, oh, well, this is 3 to 6 kids in this class, so that's good. And then you open it up to 9, and they're like, oh, well, it said 3 to 6 when I signed up. So I don't know how I feel about that. But for example, one of my PE classes is set to a max of 6, and there's 5 kids in it now. So it says only one spot remaining. So that's cool. But I'm going to open it up to 8. My rule with PE is I want to be able to see everyone in the screen, and there's enough blocks to see me and 8 other kids. So I don't ever want to have somebody I can't see. All right. So another thing about cameras, so in my PE class, especially my teen PE class, a lot of them are shy and they don't want to have their camera on. And as far as Outschool's policy, that's okay if it's okay with you. And you have to check that it's them first. So I always say, just turn on your camera, show me that you're here and you're a kid and you are who you are. And then if you want, you can turn your camera off. So I haven't experienced that anywhere except for PE class. And I really wouldn't like it in my other classes, but I would roll with it, if we had a really shy student. So yeah. So small classes, 4 is awesome. I actually like a 2 or 3 kid class. It's really nice. But I want to make sure everybody has a chance to read and that I can kind of adjust to their level. It's kind of a weird age because they're either at the very beginning of reading and math or some of these kids are advanced. I have a 4-year-old in my advanced reading class, and we're reading huge words. We're reading like scientific reading about animals. So it's such a weird age group. So I found that interesting. So thank you for the thumbs up, Teacher Renee. Thanks for being in the chat box. If you're watching this later, thank you for watching. Please tell me any questions you have about Outschool, any suggestions on all the stuff I talked about. And yeah, look forward to the next video is about like my failed classes and the classes that are going well. And in that you get to actually see my classes on the screen because I shared it in Zoom. So hopefully I'll get that uploaded soon. And also, Happy New Year tomorrow. So if you're watching this, you made it through 2020, and I hope that everyone that you love made it through 2020. And I just want to encourage you to find what works for you this year. If it's leaving VIP Kid to get some sleep, look, I don't want to brag, so I haven't been bragging, but I kind of want to brag sometimes that I feel so much better as a mom. I'm going to be 40 in February, and for 2 years I got up before 5 a.m. and was teaching, before 5 a.m., and it really wore me out. It really did. So like I said before, I'm super thankful. Happy New Year, Renee. I'm super thankful for VIP Kid for teaching me how to be comfortable on the screen and how to be a good teacher and how to wait for them to answer. But I just had to move on from the time. And then, of course, when the pay at Outschool got better, it was like, oh, well, here's another encouragement for you. No more getting up early, and you can make such better money, like more than double, for sure. Hello, Laura. So I'm probably still going to sign my contract whenever it comes up again for VIP Kid, just so I can refer, and maybe I'll pop in when the time changes and teach a couple and see my students again. I do miss my students, but I love my morning time. And I'm changing my schedule so that I can be with my daughter. Here's next week's schedule. She has classes from 8, starting at 8, and I really want to be there to kind of just be near her and make sure she's doing a good job. So this is my schedule for next week. And yeah, it's good. It's busy. Um, but that's good. So anyways, thank you all for stopping by. Happy New Year. I hope it's wonderful for you and for everyone in the world. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye. Bye, Jan.